So I shall be beginning with the chanting. And today, although Ankush has announced that as usual, we read from the complete works, but since I am not carrying that volume with me, I have another book with me. I'll read from that. And it will be quite practical thing, the contents of the book. I'll come to it after chanting. So let us try to first create a serene atmosphere for our body, mind, to our, trying to withdraw the mind by listening to these mantras. The mantra, the term mantra means in Sanskrit, if you analyze it, the samasa of the mantra is mananat trayate iti mantraha. By thinking of which mananat, you are protected or saved or rescued. That's called mantra. Suppose somebody is all the time repeating Shanti as a mantra. So he's rescued, so to say, from Ashanti. Or Gayatri mantra. The word mantra means Gayatam trayate iti mantraha. Gayatri. So that which you sing and you are saved. So what do you say? What do you get saved from when you repeat Gayatri? You get saved from the lower tendencies of our mind. Where, lower tendencies, people who are very gross, very unrefined, those who just think in terms of hitting and using bad words and eating, drinking and procreating and ego and money is all that matters to them, just like animals. So we have to refine ourselves to raise ourselves to a higher level of consciousness and understanding. Then only we are human beings. Otherwise, the purpose of being born human is not really served. So mantras are that which uplift us and protect us. So I'll chant some Shanti mantras and a few pranama mantras. So let us stay tuned. Please close your eyes, relax yourself, sit straight and quietly. With closed eyes, listen to these mantras. Oh. Oh. Sahana bhavatu. Sahanau bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Asato ma sadgamaya. Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya. Mrityurma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Tacchayyoravrimahe Gatum Yajnaya Gatum Yajnapataye Daivi Swastirastu Naha Swastirmanushephyaha Urdhvam Jigatu Bheshajam Shanno Astu Dvipade Sham Chatushpade. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tejo Asi Tejo Mahi Dehi Balamasi Balam Mahi Dehi Ojo Asi Ojo Mahi Dehi Viryamasi Viryam Mahi Dehi Saho Asi Saho Mahi Dehi Manyurasi Manyum Mahi Dehi Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namah Shri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukha Swarupaya Swamine Tapaharini. Let me read today from a text titled Pilgrimage to Hours of Meditation. It's a section or a chapter or an article in the book Meditation and Its Preparation. It's a small handy book by containing articles by the monks of the Ramakrishna mission. About 10 articles are there. And these articles are on the various aspects of meditation. This article, which a section of which I am reading, is written by Swami Atmashraddhananda, who was a very eminent thinker. He was a monk of the Ramakrishna order. He passed away around 40 years ago. He has a famous book titled Mind and Its Control. So there is a chapter called Pilgrimage to the Hours of Meditation. So there is a small two-page section I'll read. You may not be anxious for liberation or mukti right now. You may like to live on a lower key. You may want to live a good life in this world as a householder. What purpose does meditation serve for you then? Meditation serves the greatest purpose for you, even though you may not be wanting to attain salvation, but desiring to live a good life in the world. Number 8. Meditation gives you a better hold on your mind, with which you can function each successive day more efficiently and effectively in the workaday life. Second, B. No life of sanity, probity, and dignity is possible for one who never meditates, knowingly or unknowingly. Number 3. Meditation alone can plant within us that protective, conquering principle, which can help us to outgrow all adverse situations of life, all tests and turmoils. D. A man of meditation is any day a man of better stuff than than one who never meditates. E. There is no way of transforming the animal man into a spiritual man except through meditation. F. One cause of the terrific increase of mental diseases in the world is a lack of meditation. G. Those who wish to escape the psychiatrist's costly coach will do well to learn from an authentic teacher how to meditate. H. Peace of mind cannot be for one who does not meditate. And how can anyone be happy without having peace of mind? I. You may not be anxious for illumination, but certainly you want to be happy. In any case, meditation is the most intelligent and important thing any human being can do in this daily life. And J. No matter who you are or what you are, meditation will always help you in every situation and stage of life. So these are a few points which Swami Buddhanandaji has covered in the importance, explaining the importance of meditation. At the end of it, he says, in a war, the performance of a soldier on the battlefield is undoubtedly most important. But the quality of his performance will depend on the type of training he received in the army barracks outside the battlefield. It is undoubtedly very important how we carry ourselves during the hours of spiritual practice. But quality of our spiritual practice will depend entirely on how we have thought and acted and prepared ourselves in the hours we are not actually meditating. Let me repeat the last sentence. It is undoubtedly very important how we carry ourselves during the hours of spiritual practice. But the quality of our spiritual practice will depend entirely on how we have thought and acted and prepared ourselves in the hours we are not actually meditating. Now, let me very briefly contemplate on what we have read, these points. First thing, these are all the benefits of meditation from a spiritual angle. Because benefits of meditation can be enumerated from some other angles also, like improving the physical health, improving concentration, and some other areas also are very much benefited by as a byproduct of meditation. But here, what points Maharaj says is this: that meditation gives you a better hold on your mind. So in meditation, we stop, we pause, we give a pause to our thinking also. We give pause to our mind. It's just like when we are working all through the day, we need to give a pause to our body. And we need to lie down, we need to sleep. So then we feel fresh. Likewise, mind needs to be paused to make it feel fresh. Some people may say, oh, sleep is sufficient. No, in sleep, we still have the unconscious working of the brain working, where you have a lot of dreams coming, a lot of activity which unconscious happening, which you are not aware. Sometimes you may have slept for 10 hours and yet may not feel very fresh. So meditation and sleep cannot be equated, though meditation, so sleep is also very essential. Those who do not take proper sleep will not be able to really meditate also, because they will be tensed up. The body requires to repair itself, and that happens during sleep. Similarly, the mind needs to repair itself, and that's the best way is to meditate. But then meditation is not just sitting with closed eyes. You must know the right method of meditation. Another point which he says is that meditation can plant within us a protective conquering principle, which means we are not affected by the changing circumstances of life. And change is the changeless law of life. Without change, we cannot realize there is no activity, there is no mobility, there is no dynamism. All that happens because there is constant change. But it's also the cause of misery, cause of pain. So how do we protect ourselves? Through which way we can protect ourselves from unwanted change or the effect of the change on our mind? Discover a center within your own mind, your own personality, which does not change. That center will be discovered by constant or repeated practice. Repeated practice, we think of the divine within. We close the eyes, try to visualize that. So meditation, in the process of meditation, a rightful imagination plays a very crucial role. Of course, meditation, imagination plays role in other ways also. Even in your scientific research, you have to have some hypothesis. And the hypothesis is often a result of a very creative and some well-directed imagination based on some facts and then stretching the facts. That's imagination. That is for the scientific research. In spiritual life, to see the power of imagination needs to be harnessed. We imagine there is divinity within us. We imagine there is a light of wisdom burning in us. And we imagine that we are free from fear, death, and all negativity. So it's an imagination. But right now, what suffering we are having, that's also an imagination from a Vedantic angle that we are Atman. So this imagination that we are suffering will be, counteracted by that imagination that we are not having suffering. So meditation can plant that protective shield within us. Then we can get transformed from animal man into spiritual man only by rightful meditation. In one way, we are all meditating. The difference is in what we are meditating. Let's say a film actor is there. He is meditating on his looks and his acting skills, in desire to become successful and powerful and popular. So that's one type of meditation he has. And we know whatever we meditate on, that we become. So you try to meditate on this, you will become that. Similarly, you try to meditate on your divine nature, you will become that. Some people meditate on the hatred in this world, and they themselves become hateful. Some people meditate on the jealousy and anger of this world. Through conversations, through readings, through listenings. So we also become that. So let's not try to become that. How do we protect ourselves or stall this kind of happening? By rightful, constant, deep meditative thinking on the right object. Another thing he says, peace of mind cannot be won for one who does not meditate. So how can anyone be happy without having peace of mind? This is a statement from Bhagavad Gita. Ashantasya kutas sukham. One who is ashanta, how will he have the sukham? So shanti or peace and true happiness, they are deeply interrelated. So if you have so-called happiness without shanti, that happiness will tire you, will give you a sense of guilt. You really don't find it, you don't call it happiness. So meditation is very important. And finally, he says, as in a war, when we go to fight a war, what matters is, of course, of how well we can fight the war. But what matters most is that when we are not fighting, how we are spending our time. We have never built up our stamina. We have never practiced. We have never, strengthened our muscles or equipped our better strategies of fighting or increased our knowledge of the place or tactics. So we cannot really fight. So we need to prepare ourselves. In the same way, when we are not meditating, when we are meditating, we should meditate well, which means we should control the mind, focus the mind within. But when we are not meditating, so we meditate, let's say, those who are doing once in a month, once in a week during this meditation class, about half an hour, 40 minutes we meditate. But what about the rest of the week? So you don't meditate on the rest of the week? All right, let's say we meditate on that. We do meditation 20 minutes a day. But what about the remaining 23 hours and 40 minutes out of 24 hours? How do we spend our time? That has an influence on our meditation. So what do we do then? Take care of whatever you consume mentally. In mental consumption, whatever we take in, we are constantly thinking of negative thoughts, or thoughts of greed, thoughts of violence. How will we live peacefully? How will we have meditation? So life is an integrated whole. You cannot say that I will do all nonsense things and also go and meditate also. No, we should not do. We should not think like that. So we must prepare ourselves when we are not meditating, which means live a life of harmony, life of moderation. Moderation and harmony will actually lead us to meditate better. These are a few things for today's reading. So now let's start our practice session. I request everyone to once again sit straight, stretch up your back, keep your spinal column straight. Close your eyes gently. Keep your hands in your lap and keep your face relaxed, but keep your ears tuned to these instructions. But don't react to any other sound that you hear, because each one sitting in his location may have some sound. The passing of a vehicle, the dragging of a furniture nearby, or the honking of a car, or the shouting of a vendor or a child. Anything could be there, any type of sound, the mechanical or human sound. Pay no attention to all other sounds, don't react to them. As far as possible, choose such a place where there is no sound. But suppose you are helpless, you are hearing these sounds, don't pay attention. Just pay attention to whatever by way of instruction is coming to you through this online event. So let us sit straight. We are going to now do something which is very beneficial for us. So let's do it with enthusiasm, with faith, with participation and dedication. We'll keep silence for a minute or two. Now let us begin our internal process, wherein we try to first gather in our mind and then focus it. Let us follow our method. The first step is to sit straight, stiram sukhamasanam, in a comfortable position, and sit with a great sense of respect and great sense of faith in the effectiveness of our practice. Let us not be casual. Let us not feel a kind of ridicule for our method. No, let's have faith and respect for our method, for the very act of meditation. We are sitting straight with closed eyes. Let our mind be relaxed. Let us first of all feel good for everyone. Don't think negatively about anything. However dark and however difficult may be the situation, let us pray for positivity, for goodness, for strength. Let us accept the basic position of a well-wisher for the whole world and pray, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. We are well-wishers of the whole world. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. May all beings be Sukhi, happy. Let our prayer for the welfare of the whole world go in all directions, east and west, north and south. May all beings, our parents, our siblings, relatives, friends, our neighbors, batchmates, the people who do things for us, like a watchman or a farmer or a driver or an electrician, may all be at peace. May all our respected teachers, professors, directors, policymakers, the political leaders, may all walk on the right path. May all misery and pain and violence leave our hearts, and may we have strength, love, oneness in its place. May all people living in all states, countries, continents be happy and peaceful. Let us be thankful to the great rishis who have taught this method to us, the method of meditation. Our salutations to the great teachers of meditation, who out of pure goodness have offered us this knowledge, and bow down to that ultimate power who is worshipped through various traditions, various methods by the mankind. That unknown reality, known only through a pure mind. We bow down to that through different forms, names, methods of worship. And now let us keep the mind in the present moment. Not go on analyzing things, but peacefully listening to these instructions. Not thinking about the past events, the past experiences. Don't think about them now. what we ate, where we went, traveled, the praise and non-praise that has come to us, the success and failure that has come to us. Life is a series of experiences. Let us not worry about them. Let's not talk about it. Nor plan too much for the future, nor be worried about the future. Let us feel that we are sitting in this moment. Just as we sit on a chair, let us sit on the chair of time. This moment chair. This moment chair. And feel your body within this moment. Your body, we are all humans. Feel your body. We have different parts of our body, limbs. Try to have a body scan through your own mind, beginning from the tip of the toe, both the feet, ankles. Try to feel their presence. The calf muscles, the shin, the knees, knee joints, the thighs and the hip joints, the base of the spine, middle of the spine, top of the spine, the shoulders. Feel the lungs within the shoulders. Feel the presence of the beating of the heart. The abdomen, the navel, both hands, palms, the fingers, the fingertips, both the arms. Try to feel them. Arms, the shoulders, the chest, and the lower body. Feel the neck, the back of the head, the forehead, the eyebrows, the cheeks, the eyes, the cheeks, the nostrils, chin, the ears which are receiving this sound. Feel the whole of your physical personality. Now try to feel the presence of the vital force within this body. There is a force, the prana shakti, which is prananam bhutani ayuhu. Our ayu, our life, is based on this prana, this vital energy in us. Let us try to feel that through the nostrils, through the breathing process, because unless there is breathing, the prana does not become active. As you breathe in, feel that you are breathing in holiness, peace, strength. and spirituality. Just try to feel that. And now try to feel the mind. Try to feel the mind by the mind. Mind looking at itself. This power of standing aside and looking at our own body and mind. The mind, which consists of all thoughts, memories, various mental things, mental functions. As we observe the mind, we don't have to analyze and stand aside like you stand on the river side, allowing the river to flow. We don't get into the river of thoughts, of memories, of ideas, of experiences. We stand apart and as if we are watching ourselves like a river. And now slowly we enter into a secure and peaceful zone within our mind. And think of, in the center of the chest, think of a holy object. Think of a flame there, a holy flame, the flame of a candle, unflickering, representing divinity, representing pure consciousness, or any devata. It can represent any devata whom we worship. Rama, Krishna, Hanuman, Bhagavan Vishnu, Devi, or any other. Choose one of these and stick to that. Or just think of that burning flame. Let us chant Om, a long Om, and then try to remain focused for some time, which is what the practice of meditation finally does. It is focusing within on that mental object. So I'll chant Om. Please chant with me. Om. Now I'll not give any instruction. For a few minutes, each one of us will try to keep the mind inwardly focused. Let not the mind travel to different places. No, let it remain in the present, in this place where we are sitting and meditating. Let our not mind go into different times, future or past. Let us be here in the present time. Think of the divinity within. Think of the light divine within. Now, no instructions. Let's meditate. Now let us conclude. We shall say Shanti 3 times and open the eyes. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. So, any questions? You're welcome.
Okay, Maharaj.
Any questions related to meditation or to any difficulty that you might face during meditation? Do you like to discuss anything? Or you can later on send us, if any such query is there, you can send us also.